Good morning, all you lovely people out there. Welcome back to the Grumpy Old Git in the Corner on a beautiful sunny Monday, but no matter how bright or sunny it is, there's always that grey, misty, sort of dampness in the air that seems to be making a lot of people cough. Seems to be killing a lot of insects as well. But obviously the big news is now that we're actually going to get the inquiry that we've all wanted, that we've all shouted about for the last few years. The inquiry into the grooming gangs, the national one, will actually go ahead. It's going to be announced, well, it's already been announced, but Yvette Cooper is going to give the finding of Baroness Casey's rapid inquiry at some point today. Quite what she's going to say, I don't know. But now, all this is going ahead now because basically Comrade Starmer's idea backfired on him. He's been backed into a corner, and he's had to do it. You know, a little while back he asked Baroness Casey to do a rapid inquiry. Well, rapid inquiry to me means don't dig too deep, make it quick, and they were very quick to point out that anything she finds will not have a legal standing in law, and they can't compel witnesses to appear, give statements, etc. Now, right at the beginning, Baroness Casey actually agreed. There was no need for a national inquiry. But she seems to have changed her mind. Was it something she uncovered during a rapid inquiry? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Has she come across something that she deems that the whole country need to know? And unfortunately for Comrade Starmer, all the way along and right from the beginning, up until last week, he still chiped out that they will follow any recommendations by the Casey report. So he had no choice. He's had to call the general inquiry, national one. But with that, now they can force people to testify and appear as witnesses. Local authorities will have to comply. They can't withdraw. Also the police. The care system as well. They'll all be having meltdowns. All those that spoke out to cancel or reject this inquiry will be having meltdowns, because I think in many places, I think that there's going to be a lot in there to implement them. We know there's going to be a lot in there to implement Labour and Labour councils. On that front, I would expect, as the inquiry continues, quite a lot of resignations from councils, care system, maybe even Parliament or the police. I mean, we've already seen some police up north being prosecuted and convicted for being involved in this grooming debacle. And we saw last week 9 members of a grooming gang going down, getting sentenced. Not deported, mind, sentenced. But now we've got this going on, but my biggest worry now is how long is this inquiry going to take? Bear in mind the COVID one is still ongoing. As I said before, I think they're on module 8 or 9 of that one. But when you think about a national inquiry into the grooming gangs, Think of this.
We are supplying them with 40 years worth of information.
40 years?
40 years worth of information. It's our number one priority in Telford, the exploitation of children.
That was Telford, just a few years ago. 40 years of evidence. Now, if every council, police, force, etc., in every region of this country where this has been happening, which is most of them, has this amount of evidence, it could go on for a fucking long time. And it will run deep. So I'm just now waiting, before the inquiry even starts, for more and more cover-ups to begin. And throughout all this, where's our glorious leader, Comrade Starmer? Well, he does the usual cowardly thing. He drops this bollocks out there and then fucks off. This time it's Canada for the G7 puppet meeting, rather than face the fallout of all this back home. But you can guarantee this inquiry will go on for a very, 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 very long time. Long after Labour are kicked out of power, I believe. But it will have the legal powers to pursue them, even if they've left their positions and what have you. You know, and don't forget, this was going on under the Tories' watch as well. Although I don't believe they're as heavily involved in it, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some. And don't forget mainstream media's involvement in the censorship, the silencing, the blacking out of news. You know, whichever way this goes, there's going to be a lot of heads roll at the end of the day. And don't forget who the majority of the perpetrators were. I won't say all, I will say majority. But there's still no apologies from those in Parliament that branded everybody far right for even talking about this. Apologised for silencing people in the House, telling them they're not allowed to talk over it. And basically trying to silence people like Tommy Robinson. It's going to be interesting what would go down in history over all this, but there you go. But that's it for today, folks. I'm still not in my best, although I am feeling a bit better. I've got a doctor's appointment again tomorrow and several the following week, but we struggle on. But until the next one, guys, as always, stay safe, stay strong and stay free. Respects, people.